Hi everyone, it's Erica here with another video for Inkon3. First of all, before I jump into my project, what I'm going to do is take these little BB beads and pop them all into my Atelier ink re-inkers. This is just to make sure that the nozzles don't get clogged up and also make sure that your re-inker paint is all mixed up before you actually use them. So what I'm doing here is I'm just using some tweezers. These are just old eyebrow plucking tweezers that I've turned into crafting tweezers. I just grab the little nozzle and pick it up, drop in the BB bead into the ink and then pop it back on. However, I did notice after my first couple, you might see that there are some black splatters there, that when I pushed the actual nozzle back in, the pressure would make some of the ink splash back up. So if you haven't done this already, use this little hack and keep your work surface and your fingers reasonably clean. You will see that my fingers are already stained and I should have actually gone and washed them before I started working on my project because, like a total amateur, I managed to get ink on my card where I didn't want it. So yeah, definitely learn from my mistakes and either use plastic gloves if you like those, or just do what I'm doing with a little bit of a kitchen towel roll and just keep that as like a lid over the nozzle when you press it back in. It will save you a lot of hassle and a lot of mess in the long run. So here we are, this is the last one and there it goes. And back on with the lid, although we are cleaning this one up a little bit as well. And then just to make sure that it's all really well mixed up before I'm heading over to my project, we are shaking them all like a martini blender mixy thingy. So here, again, I am going to do what I've done quite a lot of my projects for Inkon3, is I'm going to do a little bit of watercoloring on some backgrounds here. And first I'm wetting my paper quite well, really quite well, and I have a nice wide brush here and some clean water. Then I'm grabbing another paintbrush, and what I've done in the past is, if I've done this, is I've actually had a paintbrush for each color. If you're gonna make loads and loads and loads of projects, so you don't have to clean your paintbrush in between each color, just dedicate a paintbrush per color and you can just keep going until the cows come home, basically. So what I'm doing here is I'm not really sort of blending anything. I'm just dabbing the color all over the place and just kind of letting it do its own thing. However, still in like true Erica style, go in a bit of a rainbow blaze pattern thing. But I really do love just seeing the colors work together and kind of blend, and you know, you never really quite know how it's going to go. So that is part of the fun for me anyway. You did notice perhaps as well that I had to wet my paper a little bit more. If you don't want an overly spread out look, you don't need to do this, but I do like it when they all kind of, you know, just like that. You know, you dab in a tiny bit of color and it just goes all over the place. I like it. In between my pieces, what I'm also going to do is I'm going to get my heat gun out to help with the drying process. And you might have noticed as well, another thing that I did there is hold a paintbrush as like a tool in the middle to make sure the paper doesn't warp too much. There is a little mark in the middle there, but that is going to get covered up by my image when I finally finished the cards. So not to worry about that. And then while I was at it, of course, I had to do another one because you can never just do one, right? Or maybe that's just me. For this one, I thought I'd do slightly different. So I went from like a yellow, bluish green to dark blue to turquoisey, emerald, ombre look. I've just mixed and matched the colors together a little bit here and there just to kind of see what happened, and I really like these colors together and I love how it came out. Yeah, whew. Nice and colorful panels. I do really love those. So what I thought as well was that I was going to add a little bit of shimmer, and the liquid Pixie dust, of course, is like my best friend. So here I got a little, this is actually from Studio Kitchen, it's like a little sequin holder cup thing. So I thought I'd just get a little bit of water in there and put a little bit of liquid dust, liquid Pixie dust, blah, 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 in that, and then I'm just going to quickly sweep that all over my panels. What I didn't think of course, is that it's water and the colors are water reactive, so it did kind of get a little bit mixed up. So if you're going to do this, I have a little hack for you later that will save you some color mix-ups where you don't want them. But for now, what I try to do is just kind of go quickly and not smear the color too much. And on the ombre piece, it wasn't too bad because the colors are sort of similar and work quite well together. On the other one, I decided less water, more pixie dust, and I just kind of tried to keep it very, very concentrated because, you know, shimmer, sparkles, yeah. But what I should have done here is I should have gone from green to purple instead, because I managed to kind of mix it up a little bit. But not to worry, I hope I can actually cover that up as well with my sentiment. Now, you see here, these are all like super shimmery, but you can, if you look really closely, you can see where I've added the liquid pixie dust. So I thought, haha, why not add some of that glorious shimmeriness directly to my colors, right? And I really should have thought of this earlier. I really don't know why I haven't. It works so well. You might not be able to see it like right at this little part where I'm actually doing the coloring itself, but when you look close up onto the finished panel and also in real life, it's incredible. So super hack warning here, or shout out, this is definitely the way to do it if you want to add lots of shimmer but don't want any color contamination. I really wish you could see it in real life, because even though I've taken photos of it and added those to the end of the video, and you can go over to the Inkon3 blog and have a look at those photos too, shimmer just doesn't really photograph super well. But I have done the best that I could, so hopefully that will be enough. But yeah, definitely hack, shout out to myself. And I know I'm tooting my own horn here, but it worked so well. And with this little plastic palette thing that I'm using here as well, I can just keep these colors for the next time I want to do watercoloring, and then I have shimmery colors ready already. Perfect. Right, so here I'm just adding the last little bits and pieces, and then we are going to quickly use the heat tool on this as well to speed up the drying process. You can sort of see the shimmer a little bit here now already, actually, but we're going to have a closer look at that because this one really turned out amazing. Look at that. And it's even better in real life, honestly. Okay, so to finish these off, I'm going to be using, again, surprise, surprise, Magical Unicorn, because it is one of my favorite stamp sets from Inkon3 ever. I don't think fluorite will ever be able to top that one. But, you know, I'm a bit of a unicorn lover, so there we are. What I thought was, because I didn't want to cover up my backgrounds too much, because that's another one of my quirks. I like making backgrounds, but then I don't like covering them up, so, you know. I was going to use Vellum and heat embossing on top, just to kind of, you know, you still get the image, but all the colors will sort of show through, not completely, but at least a little bit. So I have actually prepared already 3 pieces of Vellum, which all fit my images that I wanted to use. And I've got the Magical Unicorn and also Oh Dear. I will link all these products below, so if you want to find them, there's links to the Inkon3 shop. And I've got the Juicy ink pad, also from Inkon3. There's so many Inkon3 goodies in this video, it's crazy. And for the heat embossing, I picked out 3 Gold Rush, Chrome, and also Arctic White, but I only ended up using the Gold Rush and Chrome in the end. It just kind of, I don't know what it was about the white, because usually I love white heat embossing, but today just wasn't feeling it. So there is one, and then we're going to speed this up a little bit and do the other two. And I did both the one unicorn and the oh dear in the Gold Rush and another unicorn in the Chrome. And this heat tool from Wow Embossing is great because it's got two settings. So when you're doing vellum, you just use the lower setting and it doesn't warp your vellum. Brilliant. Another thing that you definitely want to look into if you're using if you do a lot of heat embossing on vellum. And then, of course, because I'm not a fan of fussy cutting, I'm using the coordinating die cuts to cut my images out. And then I have just sort of, done my usual puzzling and whatnot with my card pieces, backgrounds, images, and bits and bob pieces. And then decided to lay these up. Now, I completely forgot to film another piece of the video here because the ombre and chrome unicorn, I decided to use, or rather redo the sentiment in chrome on turquoise cardstock, which I then trimmed down and added with liquid adhesive. So there it is now. And it looks so much better than the white with the gold because it wasn't quite matchy-matchy. And with that, this video is done, but you can find the blog post over on the Inkon3 blog. And if you enjoyed this video, I would love it if you give me a little thumbs up. Thanks for today. Bye-bye.